I think we're having there's a legitimate conversation to be had now that Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith are the best duo that we've ever seen at Ohio State.
Guys, just want to give a huge thank you for 3,000 subs. If you guys continue to like and subscribe, it really helps. And I just appreciate you guys for making this journey really, really fun. I'm Chris. That's Tyler. I missed you on our Sunday reaction show.
I'm back, baby.
Am I allowed to say that? Is that straight of me to say I missed you? It's always good being able to like give my thoughts solo dolo, but every now and again I want to argue and talk with you and see what your thoughts were. But you were at the Ohio State Wisconsin game, so you had other stuff going on. But that gives you a rare perspective in today. You were being at the game, so
boots
before I ask
on the ground, dog.
Yeah, you had great seats. But before I ask you about what you saw in terms of like when the bullets were flying, what Ohio State looked like, I want to ask you about the environment of Wisconsin, because I thought it sounded pretty good on my rewatch on TV.
There's a lot of Ohio State fans there.
There were
a lot. I would say it wouldn't shock me if the numbers were like 40% Ohio State.
Wow.
I mean, bro, we went to a few different bars, and there was a ton of Ohio State people there. I was surrounded by Ohio State fans in our seats.
I mean, they travel well too.
Well, the thing about it is, I think there is a large conglomerate of Ohio State fans in Chicago. And Chicago to Madison's like 3 hours, 2.5. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, one of the bars I went up to a group of dudes. I was like, "Where y'all from?" They're like, "Chicago." Now, they were from like Canton and like.
And then moved to Chicago for work.
But they live in Chicago for work.
So, I mean, there seems to be like there's like every major bar you go or every major city you go to. I've heard people talk about there's like a Buckeye bar there because Ohio State does travel so well, and it's like more it's like so much of a national job. So that's big. I did notice some crowd pops. In particular, there was a crowd pop when Julian Sayin threw that dime to Brandon Ennis in the back of the end zone. Like usually you only hear crowd pops at like home stadiums. So
well, the thing is, it's a good crowd. The stadium did hold noise pretty well. But at that point in the game, basically all the students, they stay for a jump around and then they bounce.
They hit the road.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, it's hard. I can't imagine going to school and watching your team and them getting absolutely boat raced and dominated the way that they were dominated.
Yeah, it's not really an experience. It's not really an experience that like you and I go through.
No, I mean, think about it. I went to Mount Union.
Yeah.
They don't ever lose. Never.
I mean, we went to Akron too.
I know, but like I went to Mount Union and I got to experience like we were up 45-0 at halftime. Mount. We would wake up, party, go to the game, and then go take a nap at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, we're leaving because the game's already over. Like, we're winning. I don't even know what that feels like. And I didn't really go to football games in Akron because
nobody did.
They were also on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, Tuesday night action, dude.
Like, I got shit to do.
I got school to do.
But no, it's just I think Wisconsin. They came out and said that they're frustrated with what's going on, but they kind of took the attitude of like, we could pay $25 million to see you go away, or we can invest $10 to $15 million and try to put that money into the program in a positive way.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works. I think Luke Fickell's a good coach. I think he really made a bad judgment call when he first got the job in going with the Phil Longo approach and trying to do the passing game thing. I think he just made a really big error in judgment and set them back a few years. But I think he's capable of getting it right. So, but I thought that the Wisconsin fans were very cool. Everybody was very nice. They were kind of very understanding what was going on. Stadium was cool. The turf is really nice there, by the way. So,
because I think they've got the really nice turf. They don't have the NFLPA issued turf.
Yeah, their turf is real nice. Their scoreboard is real nice. So it was good. It was a fun experience. My first time at a Big Ten away game. So I'm hoping to do that a little bit more in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. But
the game.
Let's
talk about the game.
Dude, Julian Sayin is that shit was so impressive, dog.
Bro,
live.
Yeah.
He moves. I think the underrated skill that he has is the way that he moves in the pocket.
Well, that's new. That's that's a development job by Billy Fessler, because he wasn't moving in the pocket like that earlier this year.
No, he's sliding, he's stepping up, he's moving like a pro, and the throw to Brandon Inniss, bro, was right in front of me. Right. I mean, I was 3 rows back, right in line with the goal line.
Yeah.
And like that throw, I don't even know how he saw that was open. That was a crazy throw.
I said, like, on the TV copy, I think I said this on my show. I said that like the whole like death by 1,000 cuts, but like willing to like cut your arm off, like and the tippy toe action and the movement, it looks like Drew Brees.
Yeah, I'm not ready to say. I think CJ had a better arm. Like, I think he had a little more velocity, a little better deep ball.
To me, it feels really different than CJ. I think people just want to compare him to the other accurate quarterback.
Well, that's the thing is like who's the other accurate quarterback in Ohio State? Like recent, it's CJ.
Mm-hmm.
So like, when it comes to the accuracy, like it's the same. Like it's on the face mask. Every throw is on the face mask, in rhythm, on time. It definitely looks different. It feels different. I think CJ had a better arm. Just the ball kind of had a little more velocity to it. The deep ball was significantly better, in my opinion. CJ's deep ball was crazy, so good.
Yeah.
But I think considering that, Julian's probably 5 inches shorter and 30 pounds lighter.
I think he works through things a little bit differently than CJ.
Yeah, no, he processes information very quickly.
Yeah, but it's like different. It's like CJ a lot of times like wanted to like take swings down the field, and like even if it wasn't open, he would trust his ball placement to fit it in there. Julian is more like, okay, like if it's beyond 15 to 20 and it's not open, I'll move on to the next one. I'm not going to try to fit that ball in there.
What you're saying is that CJ Stroud had arm arrogance.
Bingo. He had more arm arrogance.
And Julian doesn't have his arm arrogance yet.
Right. And Julian, even on the throw that Julian made that was kind of covered to Carnell Tate, which was really covered to Carnell Tate, he wanted to check it down and then kind of just like he got off the Carnell Tate read. I saw it. He got off the Carnell Tate read, started to get to Bo Jackson, then was like, oh, wait, that's Carnell Tate, and then went back to it and then threw it.
Yeah. I mean, he's the perfect quarterback for what this team needs this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not making mistakes. He's taking what the defense gives him. I mean, dog, essentially like a Jeremiah Smith 8-yard like curl is essentially a handoff. I mean,
yeah.
That is a handoff, bro. That is there whenever they want it. They did it 3 times in a row, and there's nothing that you could do about it. Because as soon as you press him, if you try to take that away, he's just gonna run right by you.
Yeah, and like Wisconsin also has like one of the worst pass defenses in the Big Ten,
yeah.
And like so, like it was good on the game plan to kind of like let Julian get more and more on his play, and then dropping back 40 plus times I thought was really big time.
I do think they should run the offense through Julian Sayin though. I think they should just lean into it.
I think that they should get there eventually. I'm not gonna say they should lean on it after the Wisconsin game, because I know how bad their pass defense is.
No, I know, but I feel like. When do you see a young quarterback process the information as fast as he does and just over and over and over again take the checkdowns? Like he just does it, and he's just like, I'm not putting the ball in harm's way, and I'm just going to take this. Because like if you check the ball down to Bo Jackson, the 3-yard pass turns into a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, no, I think it's really impressive. No, you're right. I think it's really impressive. I just I think I want to see it against maybe a little bit better of a passing offense and then passing defense over there, because like Wisconsin is like they're worse than OU at defending.
Yeah, they're bad. No, I hear it. They're bad. I think the more you lean into this and become comfortable of being who you are, I think the better it's going to be long term for their offense.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. And honestly, it's kind of what Notre Dame's did with CJ Carr. Like,
Yes.
but they did it a lot earlier. They were like, you know what? We're just gonna like turn you into Mr. Open It Up. And you would appreciate this. On my Sunday reaction show, I compared Notre Dame to a pitcher that has a 97-mile-per-hour fastball.
I saw that. I did hear you say that. That was good.
But wants to work backwards with the curveball.
Right.
Because like Notre Dame's fastball is what? Jeremiah Love, Price.
Yeah.
Boys go crazy. But I've got this curveball, 12-6. It can play. Like, so that's what I thought. I thought you would appreciate that one.
No, I did.
Carnell Tate, you had a take that you kind of had in the offseason, I believe, that a lot of people didn't like and told you to relax, even though they kind of missed the point of what you were saying. And you said that, like, what do these two need to do to kind of impact games the same way that Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson did at LSU? And they're there now.
Yeah, man. I don't know what you're supposed to do as a defense. Like, let's ignore the fact that Wisconsin's pass defense is ass. Like, I know that. Everybody knows that. But I don't know what you're supposed to do. Because the one sense, they line them up on opposite sides, and you got to make a choice. You can't double both of them.
Mm-mm.
So what do you do? Well, if you're going to double Jeremiah, which is what everybody should do, no slight to Carnell Tate, but like, let's not forget that when Carnell Tate were getting recruited, he was the number one receiver in his class.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't?
No, Brandon Inniss was.
Oh, well, either way, I mean, Carnell Tate was a 5-star receiver in his own right.
Yeah, he was definitely up there. I remember when he got here, Marv said that he's better than I was when I was a freshman.
Yeah. So, like, this is a first-round receiver. This is wide receiver 1 in this year's draft. I don't care what anybody says. If Carnell Tate's not the number 1 receiver taken in the draft, that NFL team fucked up.
So I think he'll likely have the best career of that first crop, but I don't think he'll be wide receiver 1. The same reason, Justin Jefferson wasn't drafted in the top 20.
I know.
And it's because Jamar Chase, who was younger than him, was the freak of freaks.
Yeah. No, I get it. I here's the thing. I think we're having there's a legitimate conversation to be had now that Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith are the best duo that we've ever seen at Ohio State. I think that they are the duo. I don't know if they're gonna match the stats that JSN and Garrett had that year, but the feel wise, I don't know what you do with that. I don't know the outside on both sides of the ball, on opposite side of the ball. What do you do? Because here's the thing, like, if Jeremiah's the best, okay, he's the best that we've had, I'm automatically taking that. If you're asking me to make a duo, pick a duo, I'm taking the best receiver, right? And then now now I got to compare the second option with the other second options.
I guess, like, we'll rank those 4 receivers.
Jeremiah,
Garrett, JSN, Tate is the order.
Yeah, it is, but I feel like
it's like you're taking 1 and 4 or 2 and 3.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is I think Carnell's going to push. He's going to have numbers that's going to push this. He's going to have 1,400 yards.
No, I love him. I wouldn't go to greatest duo to Ohio State history because I think that the duo of JSN and Garrett is going to transcend time, and we're seeing what they're both doing in the NFL right now too.
No, I hear you.
I think the conversation I'll go to is this duo better than the Jeremiah Emeka duo? I think you start there.
Yeah. I don't think that's even that close.
How?
I think when it's all said and done, it's not going to be that close.
How? When it's all said and it's not that? Yeah. What?
Because I think Carnell's going to have 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns. And Jeremiah's going to have 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, it's Jeremiah with both of them. But Emeka was crazy, man.
I know he was crazy, but I'm also going off of how I feel they're impacting the game and how I feel like how it looks and how it feels and everything that goes with it, not just the numbers.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was gonna say because
Because like Carnell's also giving me the splash plays, and like Emeka did have some splash plays, but like it was more like Emeka was feasting on moving the chains and in the middle of the field and doing what Emeka did.
Yeah, because Emeka also had 10 touchdowns.
Yeah. I just think when this season comes to an end and we're hoisting the trophy again, and Carnell Tate balled out of control and had big plays, and he's getting the intermediate balls and the deep balls. He's doing both. I don't know, man. It's just like they feel so different, and being that close to Jeremiah, it's the closest thing it looks like when he was on the field was watching LeBron James in high school.
Jeremiah, that's my analogy that I've had for a long time. People call me crazy at first,
dude. He's so much bigger than everybody else. When he's on the field, he's so much bigger than everybody else is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I told you on the phone, and this is a little bit of an exaggeration, but I said if Arvell Reese and Jeremiah Smith took their numbers off and just put a blank jersey on, they stood with their backs facing you, you would have a hard time judging who was who.
Yeah.
That's how big Jeremiah is.
No, I think that Arvell's pretty noticeably bigger than Jeremiah, but they're both huge.
Yeah, it's just like you're not supposed to be that big and run that fast and cut like that and stop like that and just – I mean, it was the easiest 9 balls, 100 yards you've ever seen in your whole life.
It was easy.
It was the lightest work.
It was easy.
So it was good. I kind of knew that was coming. The game was going to be – I knew it. My wife went to Marquette, so we had friends up there, and we hung out with them all weekend. It was a great time. But, I'll be honest with you, bro. If my team was losing in Wisconsin and they played jump around, I'd be salty as a motherfucker. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
That's all they got, though. That's all they got.
Yeah, but there is. I didn't get to. I didn't get to see a lot of the line of scrimmage playing, but I did notice like the offensive line in the running game is atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. There's penetration almost immediately on a run play, and it makes the running back's job so much harder. Tegris, he stinks. He's bad, and it's almost as if like he's playing and daring Ryan Day and Tyler Bowen to take him out.
He's playing like he's checked out.
Yeah.
Like, it's embarrassingly bad, bro. Like, whenever you see bodies on the floor, he's always looking around like, uh-oh.
Yeah, what did I do?
Was that my guy?
Yeah. And, like, I watched the TV copy today on, like, speed. I, like, fast-forward through a lot of it. They were doing the same things over and over again, man.
Twist every time.
It was just a simple twist, and, like, he was like, I don't know what's going on. It's like he got hit with a tornado.
Yeah, and I always say that like I'm a Padilla brother. I believe that they need to play Padilla coming up after the bye week because I think that I can live with mistakes that are high effort mistakes. I can't live with mistakes that are confusion mistakes.
I would really think about putting Padilla at center and putting Hinsman at guard.
Absolutely not.
I know it's not the smart thing to do because Julian Sayin's just kind of.
Why wouldn't you try Padilla at guard first? Like, this is a first time
because I know what it looks like when Carson Hinsman plays guard, and it was like one of the best offensive line performances we'd ever seen.
Yeah, but he's playing an elite center right now, and close your eyes and think about one bad snap all year. You can't because there hasn't been one, and Carson Hinsman has been exceptional. And then additionally, say what you will about PFF. PFF had Padilla as their highest pass blocking graded lineman in the entire game.
Yeah.
You cannot move Hinsman off center right now. That's asking for trouble.
I don't know, man. When we saw Carson Hinsman doing that Penn State game,
I acknowledge it was
insane.
He had that middle arm bar and he turned into white Orlando Pace. I know. I seen it. But right now you can't.
I can't forget about it.
You can't risk throwing that pebble at the windshield. If this was Julian Sayin year 2 starting, I would be like, all right, I'm there. But right now, play Padilla at that right guard spot and let him try to improve and get better. Like, let him get a taste of it. Pause.
No, I hear I'm being a little dramatic, but like Tegra can't play anymore, man.
No.
He just can't. Like he's He's just a big, tall, fat, like
pack of ass.
He just like nothing. He's not doing anything good.
And the thing is, like, look, like we banished Ethan Anyama. Why can't we banish Tegra next?
You can't run to the left side of your line every time you run the ball.
Yeah.
And like there was a couple times Luke Montgomery whiffed as well. So like the entire line, I would say, didn't play great.
No, whiffs happen, but it's like I want the high effort, 1,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Mistakes.
So and we can't also. I know this probably makes Ryan Day super duper nervous, but like just play the 2 freshman running backs, bro.
It's good for the future too. And Isaiah West, bro, in that number 32, it looks and feels different. Doesn't it?
It looks. I don't want to say it feels different. It looks much the same as what it looks like.
Well, it looks like the guy that we saw last year.
Correct.
The 32.
I mean, they just. I saw Juck's tweet about the missed tackles. Like, they just have no juice, man. None. No juice.
You know what you didn't see? Lincoln Keenholz has forced the same amount of missed tackles as C.J. Donaldson.
Yeah, man. It just play him. And if you get into a situation where like you desperately need, and I'm sure the big thing that makes Ryan nervous is the pass blocking
and ball security.
Yeah, but more I think it's the pass blocking. And if you really get into a situation where you got to throw the ball, like you're in a 2-minute, play CJ Donaldson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but and that's his role. But like, dude, it was so noticeable. The first time that Isaiah West got the ball, I was like, whoa, who was that? And then it said on the announcement, like, Isaiah West carries the ball for 9 yards. You're like, oh, that's fun. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So we're being a little – listen, I think Ohio State fans need to really take a step back and just try to enjoy what's going on right now. There's a lot of bitching and complaining that's going on social media about just stuff that doesn't really fucking matter. This team is so good, man. This team is so special. This Ryan Day and this team have a chance to put a stranglehold on this whole thing, and we need to just enjoy it because, there's a lot of teams, there's a lot of programs that we thought were untouchable that are just crumbling around us.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the right guy doing this. He has one box he needs to check, and we'll deal with that when it comes to it. But like this is so fun. Going into Saturday, knowing that your team is going to dominate and suffocate the other team with no stress. It's fun. It's really fun.
They've allowed 42 points through 7 games combined.
Yeah.
Michigan,
awesome.
Michigan 2023 had 47, and those Georgia teams had 46.
Yeah.
Through 7 games. They're at 41 or 42.
Yeah.
Did you notice Quincy Porter out there at all? Did you?
I did.
He's
number 11 looks real big out there.
He looks huge, dude. Like
he's big.
And he's a little twitchier than I thought he would be.
Yeah, dude. I said this to you this morning on the phone. How much better of a job is the offensive coordinator job at Ohio State than most head coaching jobs?
Way better. Way better. What the fuck? Like, you're telling me I get Quincy Porter out there next year? I got Jeremiah Smith out there again? Like who's the starting 3 next year?
I feel like you might have to move Mylan Graham inside.
Dog, I hate to do this.
And I forgot Brandon Inniss is not. He's going to come back.
Not only will they not do that, when Brandon Inniss left the game with an injury, you know who they put in as a slot receiver? Carnell Tate.
Oh, they moved Quincy Porter. They put Quincy Porter outside?
Yeah, Carnell Tate, that long touchdown he had was from the slot. That was supposed to be a BI ball.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So it's like not only are they telling you that they don't trust Mylan Graham in the slot, they're showing you that like there's such a gap between slot receiver and the next up. They're going to move the best Z in the country to go play slot when BI's out.
Yeah,
I think next year there's a legit battle in camp, Quincy Porter or Mylan Graham for that other outside slot opposite of Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, I feel like Brian Hartline, for the first time, like he might have it might be a real pressure cooker for him to actually rotate these kids. I know he's never done it. He's probably never going to do it, but I think it might be the first real conversation of like, I might fucking have to.
Dog, I hate to do this. I don't hate to do this. It'll never be a pressure cooker. It's only a pressure cooker if you're worried about the guys that have to play if someone transfers. And guess what? Brian Hartline's not worried about.
Yeah,
I
just really wonder, because Brian Hartline in Buckeye Nation is damn near untouchable. Can't say up. You can't even sneeze in that man's direction. But if Mylan Graham transfers because he's playing Brandon Inniss, some of these folks are going to have an aneurysm. And I don't know why, because
it would only be an aneurysm if Brandon Inniss doesn't end up popping off next year. Dog, he let Jameson Williams take his ass to Bama and told everybody in the building that was the right play, even after Jameson Williams had over 1,500 yards receiving and set the Bama single like the record for most receptions in your first 8 games at Alabama.
Yeah.
So if that
wasn't what a hell of a problem to have, man.
What a great problem. What a great problem to have. I wish I had that kind of problem. He's like honestly, like when he looks at his receiver room, it's like Floyd Mayweather's garage.
Which car you want today? Which Lamborghini do you want today?
Exactly. And the black Urus has been gone for 2 months. Didn't even realize it because I got a Rolls Royce right there. That's what we're talking about with Brian Hartline. So, it is what it is. And also, like, Chris Henry's coming in next year. Yeah. They're going to lose a high-profile kid. It does not matter.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway, I want to ask you, who is your Heisman frontrunner today?
So I have four picks of who I'm thinking is going to go to New York. I think 4 kids are going to New York. I think Mendoza is going to New York. Oh, by the way, my dad texted me and said that I should say what school these kids go to because he didn't know who they were.
Oh, Mendoza, but we've been talking about Mendoza for a minute. Mendoza.
I told my dad, I said, Dad, it's football season. Step your game up.
That's what it says. This is not for the faint of heart.
Shout out, Pops. But Mendoza, Jeremiah Love, I think is going to make it. I think they're going to just continue to give him the ball. Julian Sayin, and then my pick to win the Heisman is Ty Simpson. I think he's just going to have more opportunities for big moments. I think he's going to have the numbers. The numbers are going to be comparable, but I think he's going to have more moments.
Okay, that's fair.
Just because of who they play, the schedule that they have. He's kind of carrying them.
He's been their only consistent.
Well, yeah, I was trying to be respectful to everybody else, but yes, he is carrying them. Jeremiah Love has CJ Carr. Julian Sayin has all the help he could ever want. And, Mendoza, it's kind of sad, but he's like the second most famous person on his team behind his coach.
That's fine, though. There's something about your head coach being the most famous. It's like those old Bama teams.
Yeah. I think it's between Simpson and Mendoza, personally.
Okay. I think Jeremiah Love's got a chance because he's going to go on a ridiculous run here soon.
And I'll be honest with you, if it's close, there is no chance on this earth that the Heisman voters are going to vote an Indiana quarterback over an Alabama quarterback. No shot on this earth. If it's close, they just won't do it, man. I'm telling you, there's no way.
You'll see.
If it's close and they do, I will be stunned.
If Mendoza finishes the year undefeated and Ty Simpson has a loss and they've got comparable stats, that would be the most unethical Heisman ever to give to Ty Simpson.
And would that surprise you?
No, it would. It would surprise me.
If they're comparable, if they have similar stats and Simpson still wins, that would surprise you?
If they have similar stats and Mendoza's undefeated, yes, I'd be shocked.
Wait, say that again. If they have similar stats and Mendoza doesn't win, you would be shocked?
Yeah, if Mendoza doesn't win, but he's undefeated. Like if they have if Mendoza
I hear you.
If Mendoza makes it to the year and he's undefeated, he will beat Ty Simpson on a Heisman vote. He will.
I would be I'd be stunned the other way. I just like the brand bias is just something that he's going to have to. I think Mendoza's going to have to make it not close.
Doug, I don't think. No.
I think you have too much. I want to agree with you. I just don't trust those people. That's my problem.
I think writers are becoming more and more ethical by the year.
You don't mean that. There's no shot you believe that. Don't even try to act like you believe that.
Yeah, bro, because what they did this weekend.
No, stop. Just stop.
Did you see they did AP poll-wise? They ranked Michigan and didn't rank USC, even though Michigan and USC have the exact same record, and USC has a big win over Michigan.
Yeah, beat their ass by 3 scores.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The coaching carousel is funky right now. By the time we put this out, Mike Norvell might know. He's getting fired at the end of the year.
First question I want to ask you: which job is better, Penn State or Florida?
I think Florida.
I think it's Penn State.
I mean, Florida's in a weaker conference. They're in a better recruiting base state. And I think because I've seen what peak of powers Florida can accomplish, and then I've seen what they've been able to do even with a marginal recruiter in Dan Mullen, and a glimpse in time accidentally ran into more success than James Franklin did at Penn State.
So I agree with you in the sense that the highs are definitely higher at Florida. Mm-hmm. No question. Can't argue that. But from your logic, Penn State doesn't have to compete with 2 other monsters in their own state.
You're right. No, I've given that a lot of thought. Go ahead, continue.
And my other thing is from a coach's perspective, not from a fan perspective, a coach's perspective. Penn State, it took them 12 years to fire James Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
They almost didn't fire Joe Pa when the whole thing was going on. They don't want to fire coaches.
So I guess like for you, is job security like a top 3 factor in like how a job is?
I mean, not from as a fan, I don't give a shit, but I think from a coach's perspective, it has to be.
Okay, that's fair. Because when I get asked like what's the better job, I don't consider job security a single time.
And I don't think we should as fans, as people that talk about the sport and look at the sport the way that we look at it. But if I'm a coach, if I'm going to be there long enough, I'm going to make enough money. I'm going to have ample opportunities to make it how I want it to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to get the chance to fail and still get the chance to reach and try to make it right. I think Penn State has proven to be a more consistent program than Florida, which is nice. So it's like, how much further? Like,
does that matter? Does that actually matter? Though?
I think it does, because it's like Georgia was that. They were Georgia for a long time, and then they got their Kirby Smart. So like, the nice thing about Penn State, in my opinion, is Penn State's like, you could look at it. Penn State is one hire away from like completely elevating their program. Like if they hit the hire right, if they make the right hire, they could hit and win big.
Isn't the same true with Florida?
Maybe, but they've how many coaches have they had since Urban Meyer?
A lot, but it's because here we go. Dan Mullen had a top 8 team and made it to the SEC championship game more recently than James Franklin. No, James Franklin last year. But so they've got one. They both got one in the past 8 years at their respective schools.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you did the thing about like consistency, this, that, whatever. So are you going to then tell me that Ole Miss is a better job than Florida?
No, because I know what they have financially.
Okay, that's the other part of it, financially.
Yeah. So, and I think we're splitting hairs. Like,
okay, then
I think they're like 11, 12-ish, 13th best job in the country.
Okay, so all right, what's a better job for like how close is like Penn State to LSU?
If LSU came open, which I think it will come open, LSU will be the best job out there.
I know, but I think Florida is closer to LSU job-wise than Penn State is to LSU job-wise.
See, I think LSU is like a top 6 job in college football.
And I think Florida is closer to LSU than Penn State is because, yes, they've got to recruit kind of within their state, like with some Titans. But even if you cut that state into threes or into fours, 1/4 of Florida talent is better than Penn State talent, Pennsylvania talent. And it's easier to get to. And they also have like NIL commitment as well.
Maybe I'm looking at it too much like an Ohio State fan of like the consistency matters to me.
It does, but it's also like consistency can absolutely matter, but like we're never gonna say that like Michigan was really consistent for a long time. We're never gonna like put them in the same tier as like LSU. And the other part of it is for on the Tyler McCormick checklist of things you need to compete for a national title. What's one of the things that's on that list?
Money.
Money. No, difference makers on the outside.
Oh yeah, difference makers. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I think
here's the thing: at Florida, at LSU, at Alabama, at Ohio State, at Oregon, what are you always going to have access to? Because of region.
Those dudes.
Difference makers on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And there's enough difference makers on the outside to go to all the Florida schools because there's just something in the water.
Yeah, no, it's true. I think it's closer than people, and maybe I'm making the argument for Penn State just for the sake of the discussion.
Yeah, I think it's closer. I think it's close.
It's closer than people think it is.
Mm-hmm. But here we go. If you offer Fran Brown 2 jobs, Penn State, Florida, where do you think he's going?
I think Fran would. If I'm Fran, I would go to Florida because I think my personality fits better in Florida than Penn State. If you were asking Matt Campbell would say I'd take the Penn State job.
Yeah, well, and Matt Campbell. All right, here we go. Who's like Dan? Say Dan Lanning's available right now. Where's he go? Penn State, Florida.
I have a better one. Where does Brian Kelly go? Brian Kelly goes to Penn State.
Probably, but I think Dan Lanning's a better coach than Brian Kelly.
Oh, for shit, sure. Yeah, I'm just saying personality. I think personality has to be a match too.
Okay, here we go. I think Sig will go to Florida over Penn State.
It's hard for me to answer that because I know how Signetti feels about Penn State, like in general, because he's a Pitt guy.
Yeah, even if he wasn't a Pitt guy.
Yeah, I think the truth of the matter is I think you have to have a little bit of swagger to be in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to have a little bit of that moxie, that fun, that you have to like. There has to be something to you. Not that I'm saying you need to be boring to go to Penn State, but like Urban Meyer had something to him.
Yeah, Midwest guy went down there.
Steve Spurrier, like think about the personality that Steve Spurrier was.
You know what?
There's something about like Lane Kiffin would do awesome. Fran Brown would do awesome in Florida.
You know who I was told is pushing very hard to get that job? James Franklin.
James Franklin would not do well in Florida.
He was in the SEC before and did a damn good job
at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but I'm saying like building Vanderbilt up. So and also like eval talent. And here's the thing: a receiver coach as a head coach in Florida, the thing that plagued him while he was at Penn State will not be that issue again.
Are we sure?
So
you sure about that?
I am. It's Florida. Like, when's Florida ever had like bad receiver play?
I don't know, man. I think James Franklin was about as entertaining as his fucking pen.
Bro, they love him though. They love him.
I don't know.
Your Brownies.
The Browns. You know what the Browns are, Chris?
What are they?
The Browns are the best of the worst.
Is that best? Good?
They're the best bad team in the NFL.
That's a bad thing.
That's a horrible thing.
That's a bad thing.
It's horrible.
No, they're not better than the Giants.
I don't know. We're not going to find out because they're not going to play. But
no,
I think it's up for debate.
I think it's confirmed that the Dolphins are just the worst of the bad teams.
Well, that's true. The Browns defense is the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they have the second worst offense in the NFL,
which is hilarious, dude.
It's just like, to me, that's why they're the best. Like, that's why they're the best of the worst, because they have something that they have literally the best defense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to deal with that. And listen, I want to be very positive because, like, I don't care what anybody says. Winning is fun. Like, watching your team win is a fun thing. And they made the Dolphins quit. They quit.
They tapped out.
Like, how bad is Miami, bro?
Dude, and how did they get so bad so quickly? How did they get so like dysfunctionally quitting bad so quickly?
Because you know how we say that Lincoln Riley's an offensive coordinator, cosplaying as a head coach?
Mm-hmm.
At least he's over 6 feet tall and over 200 pounds.
The short jokes. Honestly, I don't even think Mike
McDaniel is an offensive coordinator.
And I think he's not even trying to cosplay as a head coach. He's just trying to be an OC who's accidentally a head coach.
And be everybody's friend.
Yeah, he's literally accidentally a head coach.
Dude, and I think Mike McDaniel might be a pretty cool dude. I don't want to like talk too bad about him, but like, dog, they quit on that man a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those 3 interceptions that Tua threw were 2 of them were horrible.
Well, can I say, because I don't think they quit on Mike. You know who I think they quit on?
Do you think they quit on Tua?
I think they quit on Tua. I think they quit on Tua, dog.
Maybe.
Tua gets a crazy long leash, a crazy pass, considering where he was drafted and the lack of success that he's had.
Do you think he gets a pass because he's been seen throwing up gang signs like 3 times?
I think he is the definition of sympathy quarterback. People are scared to say bad things about him because his head hit the ground, he drooled and threw up the blood and Crip sign all at once. And so people don't want to talk bad about Tua. Tua in that moment should have done everybody a favor.
And retired.
It's like when the kid at school pees his pants.
Damn.
It's like, dude, like, it's really bad if we make fun of you because this is an accident and it's unfortunate. But every time you wear those pants, I'm going to snicker when you walk by. And you're telling me I'm not allowed to. This team gave up.
You want to hear something? You want to hear something tough?
I do. I'm here for the toughness.
In July of 2024, Tua Tagovailoa signed a 4-year, $212 million extension.
Worst contract than Daniel Jones.
$167 million guaranteed, an average annual salary of $53.1 million.
Fire the GM.
That's like, would you give that contract to Dylan Gabriel?
No.
Like ever?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's crazy. It's like Dylan Gabriel's upside's always been who?
Tua.
That's been the ceiling. And now
the
ceiling is the
Would
floor.
You ever give that kind of a contract to a quarterback with no special trait?
No.
What is Tua's special trait?
Being left-handed.
Not a special trait. Mark Bulger won games when he's left-handed.
Yeah.
Think about that name drop.
That's a disgusting name drop, and I don't want to ever hear that name or see his face in my mind again. Honestly, dude, like if someone had a gun to my head and said you got to go beat an NFL team tomorrow, who do you want your starting quarterback to be? Tua or Ty Simpson? Give me Ty.
Damn. Yeah, dude, but yesterday was fun.
It was fun. It was a fun watch. I felt
they beat their ass, and like Quinshon Judkins is going to finish in the top. He's not going to win Offensive Rookie either because I think Emeka's going to win, but like he's going to be up there. He'll get votes for Offensive Rookie of the Year, which is awesome.
Yeah, he's on my fantasy. Is he the best rookie running back?
Yeah.
I just laugh and smile because it's Cam Scatterbo.
Cam Scatterbo, while this is fun, somebody needs to make sure that he retires in 3 years.
Sooner.
If you ever want to remember your own name when you're 40, please retire.
They said he's speed running CTE.
Chris, have you ever seen the movie 50 First Dates?
No.
It's a story about a woman who, like, she would forget everything every day. And so her husband had to make a videotape explaining to her whole life.
Yeah.
When Cam Scatterbo grows up, when he gets older, he's going to have a video explaining to himself of who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, dog, he was 3 yards into the end zone and was looking to hit somebody still.
Yeah, dude, he's a psycho. He's a psycho.
I don't know. But, no, Quinshon's a stud. Harold Fannon's pretty good, too.
Carson.
What's funny is that Stefanski was forced to use the best game plan he's had all year because of the weather.
And he almost did it, like, begrudgingly.
And he was, like, mad about it. He was like, this is so boring.
Yeah, like, I want to air this thing out.
But, like, at what cost, like, do we want to win these games?
Don't do that.
I'm just saying, like,
don't do that.
What's the cost?
You need a moral victory every now and again. What is that? How many wins is that on the year?
2. Here's the problem. Here's their next 4 games, Chris. At New England, they'll lose. At the Jets, they're worse than Miami. We'll beat them.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Ravens, who are now in last place without Lamar. We'll probably beat them. And then they're at the Raiders. Oh, they could win. They could legitimately win 3 out of the 4 next games.
What's the line? They're bad at being bad.
Yeah, I mean they're 2-5. If they win 3 out of the next 4, that's 5 and 6. Now they're like, oh my god. Now we're like
playoffs. How do you think Julian Gabriel played?
I wanted to ask you, like, how do you think Dylan Gabriel can be viewed in his first 3 games? Because he threw for like 110 yards. He only threw the ball like 8. I think he threw the ball 18 times.
He's the most boring quarterback of all time. And I almost like when I start talking about our quarterback, Tyler, my number one thing is I like their poise. And then I'm struggling to come up with something else other than that. That tells me that like your ceiling is a game manager, but I don't want to shit on you because you just won a game. You didn't lose the game. So I think that this game should show Stefanski that like Dylan Gabriel is going to win us a grand total of 0 football games in his career. But the goal should be to, well, let me not have him lose football games. And I think when you operate that way, you're building a structure for whoever the quarterback of the future is to come in and at least be able to build confidence, grow, learn, and win while he learns and let himself figure it out. So I don't know, man. Dylan Gabriel's like when you go to a potluck and someone orders a cheese pizza. Like you're just a cheese pizza.
What? That's the most random shit I ever heard.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's like you go to a potluck, everyone's supposed to bring a homemade dish, and one person that's like the minimalist, the procrastinator, just brings a cheese pizza. And the next day, you're telling Rob about the potluck, and you're like, oh yeah, like Lauren brought lasagna. Oh yeah, like Bradley brought the meatballs. Oh yeah, like my guy Aiden brought some sandwiches. Oh, like what did Dylan bring? I don't know. I don't remember. And that's how I feel. What did Dylan bring to the win? What did Dylan bring to Thanksgiving?
Bro, what just happened?
You're saying what? But
you are blowing my fucking mind right now.
You said because it's great because it's
perfect. Not,
dude. But you know what I'm saying. All right, here we go. If this win is like Thanksgiving, what did Dylan bring to Thanksgiving?
Ham. He brought the ham.
He did not bring the fucking ham. He brought the silverware. He ain't bring no fucking
Dylan
ham.
Gabriel is the easiest quarterback evaluation I've ever seen in my entire life. He's just like he's a backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's who he is. He brings nothing to the dinner.
What's his special trait?
His heartbeat isn't fast. He's left-handed. I don't know.
Listen,
he's Asian American.
I think he's completing his like adjusted completion percentage yesterday was like 80%. Chris, I'm here to say right now that if I only had to throw the ball 3 yards down the field, I think I could have a 50% completion percentage in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's all his fault. Because, like,
no, God did that
as
to him.
documented, the pass catchers are horrible.
No, but God did that to him.
But yes, it's just, there's nothing. He hasn't been as bad as I thought he would be, but like he's not like moving the needle for me. I still want to see Shador. I want to know what that looks like. I want to know what he's capable of doing. But again, it's just like what we know. I think what's happening right now is like everybody that said Dylan Gabriel is correct, and because he's just a backup quarterback, he's not a franchise quarterback. So we're still looking.
Have you ever seen Indiana Jones?
Yes.
You know when they do the thing where it's like there's like the prize here and they gotta like swap and replace?
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel is the fake thing that they're gonna swap with the prize at some point down the road. The goal right now should be for Stefanski, if he is going to be around next year, to build an environment that you can plug in the next quarterback and have him partially protected as a young guy and kind of let him learn and gain experience because you're going to play him early next year. And I think the test dummy for that, can we build an environment that a young player can play in without shattering his confidence and like learn and grow in? I think the placeholder for that is Dylan Gabriel. And I think that's important because here we go. Like, I don't like playing young guys early. I think to play young guys early, you have to have a confidence in your structure and in your team to where you can play the young quarterback without risking shattering his confidence. And to do that, you need the simple run heavy offense and a really good defense.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it in New York right now. With Russell Wilson, it's like, you're out there. We want to build an infrastructure with you in this run game to see if we can get Jackson Dart ready to go and let him mostly operate within this, but then let him use his legs every now and again. And then when Jackson Dart came in, you didn't see a drop-off. In fact, you saw him got better with a little bit more spark, but most of the stuff they're doing is the really simple layup stuff. We saw it with Denver, with Bo Nix a year ago. Bo Nix was not ready to go early, but they made the offense so simplistic and kept it so insulated that they were comfortable in playing him because they knew it was not going to shatter the confidence. That's what the Browns need to focus on right now with Dylan Gabriel, because Dylan Gabriel is not the quarterback of the future. And if you play him a lot and you bring in somebody else for next year, you can insulate him like, look, Dylan Gabriel, you're going to be the starter for like 3 or 4 weeks. Then we're going to swap you week 4. So I think that's important, I guess, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I just don't think that I hear what you're saying, and it makes a lot of sense. But the thing that everybody needs to see is, can they throw the ball down the field? Like, can we have the infrastructure involved throwing the ball down the field? And like Jackson Dart gets to do that every once in a while in a game.
I think you're wrong. I think throwing the ball down the field in the NFL early is a luxury. I think it's a luxury. I mean, who is Jackson Dart's wide receiver 1?
Well, right now, since Malik Neighbors is hurt.
Yeah, so since Malik Neighbors and Jackson Dart have not played together.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This I think the offensive roster.
I think the pushback you should have is the offensive line does not make it insulated and set up for success.
No. There's just so many holes to fill. They have so many issues on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Well, I guess I feel like the Giants and the Browns are like twin flames of sort, right? Because who's the spark plug on offense that made them feel comfortable with the young guy playing? The running backs.
Yep.
Now they get it 2 different ways.
Yeah.
One's polished and one is, 4 flavors of CTE, but they both trust their tight ends and they both trust their defense, in particular their pass rush.
Yeah, they're very similar. I think the difference is I think that New York. Well, the difference is the New York has Malik Neighbors. Like, you have that.
Well,
we don't.
Not
we
right
don't,
now. I'm saying
not right now, but like you have it. Like, moving forward, you have that piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
That you have to have. Like, we don't have that. But the problem is that we have so many other issues that we can't even get there yet.
I mean, they could draft.
You have your quarterback of the future, and you had the receiver of the future.
Yeah, we drafted the quarterback
and the running back. Now you just have to boost up your offensive line.
Yeah,
like we don't have the offensive line. We don't have the quarterback. We don't have the receiver. It's just and if they're gonna like win 5 or 6 games, God forbid they win 6 games, like they're playing themselves out of Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, but they'll be able. More. There we go. Like Jackson Dart was a later in the first.
Yeah,
you got those 2 first.
Yeah, you got the 2 first. You just wonder where they're going to be. I think you got to be, if you're far enough back, like you're like 11th, and then the Jacksonville pick is like 20th. I think there's a real conversation that they package those and send them up to and you get yourself to like the 2nd or 3rd pick.
Yeah, unless you really trust your quarterback eval.
Don't make me laugh, Chris.
Say because what was Jackson Dart like? Pick 20.
I don't trust Andrew Berry to make that quarterback evaluation. I don't trust Kevin Stefanski to make that quarterback evaluation, as I exceed, because Dylan Gabriel was a Kevin Stefanski pick.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, I think I gotta go. If there's a guy that you like, you have to go get them. You have to.
Dart was picked 25.
Yep. But I also think that was drafts. They're all different in a way. Like, if there was real pressure for a team in front of New York, they would have had to move up earlier. But there was no real threat.
I do think this quarterback draft is going to end up being better than last quarterback draft.
I do. I just, for once, I want the Browns to just go get the prize. Go get me the guy.
Well, the Browns could get lucky because I think there's 3 guys that are going to be entering this draft that it just works. Their skill set works in the NFL.
Are we sure Dante Moore's going to come out?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Dante Moore's getting a lot of number 1 overall pick, and obviously, if he's a number 1 overall pick, he's going to come out.
Well, here we go. I think Ty Simpson works in the NFL. Probably. I think Fernando Mendoza works in the NFL.
As of right now, Fernando Mendoza is my guy. That's the guy I'm going with currently.
I think the kid from USC. I think Maeva works in the NFL.
I don't think he's coming out yet, though. I don't think he's eligible to come out.
What?
I thought he was a redshirt freshman.
No, big dog. He was at UNLV, started at UNLV, and then transferred to USC and sat for a year.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know he had to stop at UNLV. Okay.
Yeah, because he was one of the top portal quarterbacks, and he committed to Georgia first.
That. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, I still think if you have a chance to go get Fernando Mendoza, you just have to jump and go for it.
Yeah, or Ty Simpson.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. So,
and the thing I like about Ty Simpson is he plays for an NFL offensive coordinator already.
Yeah, Michael Penix doesn't look bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting better. So, but until there's the pieces around the quarterback improve, it's gonna be a lot of the same. And I also just don't trust Kevin Stefanski to do this either. So,
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, it was fun to watch them win. It was fun to watch them dominate. It made you feel good. I would prefer them to get back to the plot, though.
That's why people keep texting me, "Are you mad about the Giants game over the weekend?" I'm like, no. I'm thrilled. I got to watch my guy prove again that he's a franchise quarterback, and they lost in hilarious fashion at the end to keep their draft stock in place. We're good. I'm good. Do you have anything else you want to hit today, big dog?
I have a hear me out.
You have one? What do you got?
Is there anything more worthless than a Jell-O shot? What does a Jell-O shot do? Has anybody ever gotten drunk off of too many Jell-O shots?
I always felt like people faked getting drunk off the Jell-O shot.
What's fun about a Jell-O shot?
Your hand gets sticky and slimy. You were doing Jell-O shots over the weekend, weren't you?
I don't actually use the finger to loosen up the Jell-O.
So you just go straight tongue?
Yeah. Pause. I'm just saying, like,
you were doing them over the weekend.
We had one because there was at the first bar there was a competition of like a tally, like Wisconsin fans versus Ohio State fans. So I wanted to contribute to the Ohio State team.
Good, go Buckeyes.
But yeah, I just like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Are they really that fun?
Not really. I think people like making them more than they like actually doing them.
Making them? Have you ever made Jell-O? It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but like sometimes girls like those like weird like crafty foods.
Yeah, it probably is a chick thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
My thing is on the rocks margaritas, clear frozen margaritas.
Wow.
And I'll stand on that.
I do enjoy a good slushie, so I'm a kid in that sense.
I feel like they always be shorting you on the alcohol with the slushies.
Not if you go to Tito's in Fairlawn. Let me tell you.
Where did I go? I went to Tres Tortillas today.
Yeah.
On the hill.
Yeah, they might be shorting you. The Tito's ones, they don't be playing around though.
Yeah, Tito's be going. We need to do a show dinner soon. Where you want to go? All right, here we go. I'm asking Tyler for the hangout. What's your dinner of choice? Where are we going?
Well, how important is the food versus the hang?
I think the hang is the number. Maybe that's my take. The hang is more important than the food 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, because I agree with you, because I can find something on the menu that I'll like to eat.
Exactly. I can find doable.
Like when in doubt, like I'll just order an Italian sandwich and be fine.
Bingo. I think the hang is far more important than the actual food itself.
Good hang. Well, I need a patio.
You're an outdoor guy. See, I'm Mr. Indoor.
Well, I mean,
right now, I guess.
I would say the On Tap in Medina on 18 is a good spot. A lot of TVs, a lot of sports. Yeah, I'll go with that for now.
I'll be fucking with Merchant, bro.
Yeah, Merchant's a little more intimate, a little quieter.
I like Merchant because it's like the lights are a little dimmer. I get some like gas station decor, but I also get some like high class decor too. And I think their bar setup with the amount of TVs that are right there is perfect, and the perfect size TV. Not too big where it's hurting my eyes, but not too little where I got to squint.
That's fair. Yeah, I think depending on the vibe you're looking for, if you want a little more game day atmosphere, you go to On Tap. If you're looking for more conversational, Merchant would be a good option.
Bang.
Fair enough.
That's Tyler.
Peace.
Do you want to drive or do you want me to drive today? You did a great job driving last episode. I didn't know if you like had fun though.
I don't. I guess I'll drive. You drive the college, and then I'll drive the Browns.
Okay.
Because you're kind of asking me. You already shared your thoughts, so I guess.
I already gave my thoughts.
Yeah, so
I already gave my thoughts. It was, dude. It's so funny because like I love having you on the show, but it does feel good for me to like do my own bag work.
Yeah,
like, every now and again, you know. I look like orange, don't I? What the fuck?
No, you look a little light skinned, but more light skinned.
You feel me? All right. You ready? I'm Chris. That's Tyler. I missed you.